Hey everyone, Chrissey here. Just wait for a few moments until we get some people joining us. And I'll give you an insight into what I'm going to be looking at today. Hello to the person watching. Oh, there's a few things. The task force that's forming with the UK, the US, and the Dutch, Holland. Is that going to be something to look at? And give people a chance. Hello. So that Lindsey Graham, what is happening? I want to look at his general situation. Is he going a bit nyeh or not? Will Pompeo achieve his political ambition? I want to have a look at the tensions in the Pacific, which includes us with China. Hi, Kathy W. Hi, Carter Mancy. Robin Arvin, hello. Giuliani with that search warrant, how much trouble is he in? Now, Ilhan Omar has introduced a new legislation on police accountability, which includes an 8-person national board, criminalising police violence against protesters, and a global police brutality resolution. I'm just going to move the camera a little bit. Hi, Crazy Cat Lady. As you know, I popped in on Johnny's live a little while ago to watch him and Lena Rodriguez. I don't often get the chance to watch Lena live. I've been having to do other things as well lately, and that's meant I've gotten behind, and she's one of the ones I like to watch more than others, so I've gotten behind on her. So, you know, just hope that I get the chance to sit down and catch up with her. I've even fallen behind a little bit with Linda G. So, and I popped in a bit earlier and caught the tail end of Kirsten Langston live too. So, Hi, Dishes and Stitches. Okay. Now, so Ilhan Omar's legislation, is that going to get very far? The joy. Biden has the majority on the post office board. What is going to happen there? Thank you all for coming and joining me. Biden has declared that he wants to cut US emissions by 50% by 2030. Is that realistic? Well, how much of that is achievable? will he be able to do it? I'd like to have a look at that. Has anyone got questions? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope your families are doing well. And that your community is doing well. Now, George W. Bush has been making his presence quite known. Hi, Greta. And one of the things he's been doing is talking about his relationship with Michelle Obama and the importance of such relationships and the respect. And I don't think he's out to resurrect the Republican Party as is, but he's out to say, hey, look, you don't have to be on separate sides of the fence. I personally love that relationship. It's, he may not have been the best president, but every president has their faults. He may have had a few more than others, but there's been a lot worse than him. But I find that after a lot of these, like some of our prime ministers that I were not big fans of when they were in office, there's been a few I'm like, I would love to have this person come and sit down to dinner. And I would love to sit down to dinner with George W. Bush and the Obamas and, you know, quite a few. And I think it would be a wonderful, lovely situation. You know, I wasn't a bad fan of Malcolm Fraser, but afterwards the things he'd say and the comments he'd make and when he was on relaxed shows, very funny man. It's just like there's two sides to them. But I'm going to ask the question, will there be a new Republican Party? Will there have to be? And it won't be called the GOP. I call it a NRP, New Republican Party. Is that going to happen? And I've already spoken about young people with regard to them needing to. Hi, everyone who's watching. Oh, there's so many other things. Now, I want to know if some people have, if anyone has any questions they want me to look at. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Greta. Debbie Fitzsimmons, Cartomancy. If I haven't said hello, it's just because I haven't seen your name. Welcome. Sheila, hi. I love it. I'd love to do another live with you at some stage. That would be fantastic. We'll have to sort that out. Sheila from Inquisitive Tarot. Human Generic, hello. Yeah, I've just started. Anyway, I think I'll get underway now. We've been going for a few minutes. And I think I'll start with this task force fleet. It includes the HMAS Queen Elizabeth, which is a British warship, otherwise known affectionately as Big Lizzie. Now, Big Lizzie is part of the task force, along with the USS the Sullivans, which I can't remember what that is. And the Dutch frigate HNLMS Evertsen. The USS the Sullivans is, oh, I can't remember what it is. But Bonnie Russell, hello. Lovely to see your name here. So I'm going to have a look. Is this show, hi Grandma dear, is this show of force going to, is this show of force to send a message to Putin, back off? Is it to show support for the Ukraine? So let's have a look. Hi, Debbie Fitzsimmons. Polar shift. Now, yes, there is polar shift. That's an interesting one. I did say if you have any questions, the polar shift. I've got axial, axis. So I'll have a look at the polar shift as well. Okay. If you do have a question, put it up in all caps. It'll be easier for me to see, okay? And if I miss it, just put it up again until I acknowledge it. I can about another 2 or 3 questions if people have them. Oh, human generic, bless you, with your home for wayward cats. That is lovely. Okay, the task force, Big Lizzie and friends, are they there to send a message to Putin? King of Swords. Yes. The King of Swords is, it's a maybe card if you go yes, no, maybe, but it's strong leadership, words, a show of force, a show of strength. This King of Swords, and I'm using, for those interested, I'm using the Mystic Mondays deck here. Yeah, I've got the Giuliani question down, Bonnie Russell. I've already got that down. And so here's this. He is definitely showing some force and sending a message, a very strong message. Hi, Anne H. Running Slop, how are you, my dear friend? How are you? And you're all dear friends to me, all of you. Oh, we've got another king, a king of wands. Yes, this is definitely a show of force. This is definitely a show of, this is the energy and the determination and the firepower we can bring to you if you don't back off. Hi, Apple. 2 kings. Wow. It's definitely a very strong message here. Oh, what's flipped? What has flipped? 4 of Pentacles. Oh. 4 of Pentacles. This is interesting. These balls, these pentacles are suspended in this block. It's like we're only showing you part of what we can bring. Like we're keeping a lot of it close to our chest. We can bring a lot more than you see. And they're keeping it close to the chest. And it's also we can destabilize your influence in this area. You're on very thin ice as well. If you reverse one of the things, if you reverse the Four of Swords, you're on thin ice, and it's also not just keeping things close to your chest. It's also trying to hang on to have what you have. They know much more about Putin's strength than they're letting on, and they know that he's not as strong as he likes people to think. That Hanged Woman. It is, the aim here is to make him pause and think. Hi, Beverly Spencer. How are you? Pause and think. Stop. What are you doing? It's definitely part of a build-up of to show support. 8 of Wands. Oh, sorry, it's 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Restriction. Oh, yeah, it's definitely. I think they feel that he might be getting a build-up of things near Vladivostok and all that, and they want to put a pause on that and keep him in an area. It's going to be the outcome there. 10 of Wands. And the reason there's a task force is to share the load, because there's so much going on in so many different areas of the world. I'm going to ask the question. This is sharing the load. Are there going to be more international task force in other areas of the world? I'm going to ask that question. But it's definitely a show of force and a message to Putin. We can bring all this firepower out on you, and we know that you're not as strong as you're letting on. So stop and think. Are there going to be more task force like this in other areas? There are certainly some that have been there for a long time, but are there going to be a few more? Are there going to be more? I mean, they're just the 3 big ships in it. They've got other support vessels and stuff as well. It's not a carrier task force. People think the time for warships has passed, but Big Lizzie, no, she's a powerful thing, and especially in an area like that gulf between Japan and Russia and stuff. Let me see, are there going to be more smaller task force like this in trouble areas? I'm getting a yes. Oh, here's the Four of Pentacles again. Yes, areas that are destabilizing on thin ice. Of course, that's a no card. It's interesting because the Four of Pentacles is actually a no card, but it describes the areas where they're going to be. Queen of Cups is yes, support, stability. Three of Pentacles. 3 nations involved. Usually there's going to be, the task force is going to be made up of 3 nations. Different in most, but there's probably going to be at least a common denominator amongst a lot of them, either US or UK, and then another couple of countries. There's going to be more. Ace of Pentacles, yes. There's going to be more incentive for this. There's going to be incentive. People often think of the Ace of Pentacles as office of money, but it also stands for incentive. So there's going to be some things happening that are going to be incentives. But there's also going to be, not everything's going to come out about why this. Ah, that's lovely. That's lovely, human generic. Yeah, there's a bit of gaslighting there too. Some of them might be going in for purposes of distraction. Let's have a look here. Six of Swords on top of the Seven of Cups. Yeah, some of them might be distraction, but also part of, but not solely distraction. They'll provide us distraction, but they'll also be there to help guide an area into calmer waters with regard to acts of conflict with the swords there, and to change, to help make changes in those areas, to help guide changes in those areas, to help provide support so that changes can happen in some areas. I'm not saying where they're going to pop up or whatever, but there's going to be more of them. And yeah, really interesting. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. Now, Lindsey Graham said something. I've just got Lindsey Graham and question mark, question mark, question mark. So I can't really remember why I wrote his name. But he said something that was a bit kooky a few days ago, and that's why I put it down now. Remember that. But not sure. Oh, if anyone's interested, I did a video on the Arthur Stone. Sheila, you know the Arthur Stone I was telling you about? The Artognu Stone? I did a video on that. I still want to do so, and Tintagel, not so much on the Arthurian part of it, but on the stone itself, sort of person who made it, where it came from. You know, so, oh, you saw it. I hope you like it. I really hope you like it. Well, I hope you like it. And it's fun that legends are attached to these things, but with the actual objects itself, I really like to. Hi, Teresa Balthazar, how are you? To get into the object itself. Well, I hope you got it. People who've watched it have liked it. Yeah. And the other ones I've put up there. And look, you can email me at footprinttarot@gmail.com if you've got some mystery that you'd like me to look at. I am going to do another Monday morning mystery in the next week or so for May. So what I'm going to do is a Monday morning mystery and a pet special every month, one of each. So pet specials will probably be Friday nights my time, but the Monday morning mysteries will be Monday morning my time. So. And if you've got something you want to look at on the Monday Morning Mysteries, please just send me an email at footprinttarot@gmail.com and just put Mystery in the subject, and I'll have a look. And I've got quite a collection myself, but there's a lot of better known ones. If there's something small or something around your area that please, nothing involving missing children or anything like that. Those are very emotional for me. So but yeah. Oh, Sheila, thank you. Keep it up. Exercising. Me and exercise at the moment. No. Anyway, what is going on with Lindsey Graham? Guide to the highest truth and compassion. Please help me find insight, clarity and objectivity into Lindsey Graham and what is happening with this man at the moment. It's an image of me exercising. I used to walk everywhere. I would walk like for a couple of hours when I was in Townsville, when I was going to university there. It was a 45-minute walk each way from where I lived across the river. And I would do it. I would love it. It was very enjoyable. And then my knees started to fail. And, yeah. Oh, 4 of Cups. That's flipped out. That flipped out. 4 of Cups. He's really coming close to having to make a decision that he doesn't want to have to make. In fact, he's checked out for the large part. Thank you, Sheila. One aspect of the 4 of Cups, of course, is apathy, tiredness, just having enough. I think for a large part, he has, you don't have to retract the, he's checked out a bit. Part of him's just checked out, and he's just going through the motions. He's happy to keep spouting Trump, but he's checked out on other things. Oh, thank you. Oh, of course you did. I'm not fine. Don't worry, Sheila. You didn't upset me. I think the idea of me doing anything in exercise is hilarious. But yeah, I do have a strider. I've got to get on that. I'm beautiful. I know I am. And everyone should believe that about themselves. And but with some people poke a little bit, as long as you're doing it with the person and not at them. Thank you, Sheila. And we'll have to arrange a chat, just a chat too, and we'll sort that out. Everyone should believe that about themselves. Anyway, he's checked out to a certain extent. 2 of Wands. He's he's looking way ahead. But ignoring what needs to be done at the present. It's a challenge. I'm going to do a cross on him. This is like his plans aren't what he wanted. His strategy is not working, and And also the other thing is that he's like already projected himself ahead 6 years to the next election and how he's going to win, but he's totally checked out in another way. The Hermit, he's feeling increasingly isolated. He is losing respect. He's already lost respect amongst some of his Senate colleagues, and there's some more adding to that. His past actions are gonna, and he's gonna end up being out in the cold. He's gonna end up out in the cold due to his past actions, but he's already starting to feel isolated. And this is at the base of this reading. And because he's starting to feel people withdrawing from him, he's like, I just don't care anymore. You know, I'm just here now for power and money and my pension. And I'll just vote the way I think Mr. Trump would want me to vote. Oh, the Chariot. The Chariot can be about momentum, but it can also be about, it can be about momentum. It can be about victory. I've taken the reverses out of this deck, but if you were to reverse the Chariot, the meaning there, it could be losing control, no longer having the control of where you want things to go and how you want things to be. And that's the vibe I'm getting off this card, the Chariot. Hi, Dave. So I feel it should be reversed. These are powerful metal engines. Somewhere along the way, he threw a spanner in the works, and it means that it's all hanging over him, like he's really not in control of his own actions anymore. He's really a puppet, and he's like, but he doesn't realize it. Oh, I've got 4 steampunk decks. I've got 4 of them. I love steampunk. There's a shop in the city I want to get to, and you know, with things being as they are, it's and it's all like steampunk stuff. I could get some stuff on Amazon, and I might, but you know, we'll see. What's going on with Lindsey Graham? You've got 3. Oh, when we have a chat, we'll compare our steampunk decks. I've even got steampunk Kipper decks and steampunk, the Norman deck, and a steampunk tea deck with tea with Karen, with the tea readings deck. Okay. You're adorable, Sheila. Okay. Hi, Rondell Threadgate. How are you? Lovely to see you. Now, what's next? What's in Lindsey Graham's immediate future? He's got no real control on what's King of Cups. I mean, you'd like to automatically think that that's Biden, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's Biden as such. There's a need for emotional stability to be returned. I do think this is probably should be reversed. It's not Biden, it's emotional stability. The emotional maturity that is needed, that he's lost, that he no longer has. I do feel like he's a bit on the edge of falling down. Linda, thank you. Tag, I'm it. Tag back. In his environment, embattlement, struggling, trying to find resources. This card is like he's barely keeping this boiler under at the right pressure. I feel like he might be a bit of a tinderbox. Like, whoo! What are other people seeing? His attitude too, and it's coming through in his attitude as well. People are I think around him are getting more and more uneasy. Hey, Bubba girl. Hey, sweetheart. How you going? Come to say hello to Mummy. Oh, you've got an owie again. Oh, Mummy, I have to get you a tablet. I'll take you to the vet too. You're a star, Melinda. Wrangling the 3 kids. What are other people seeing? They're seeing someone who's not necessarily born a fool, but has been doing very foolish things. Hi, Estelle Harrington. He's been doing very foolish things. And who has just handed over complete faith to somebody who is so not deserving of it. It's like he does worship Trump. And I think they also see someone that they feel is just so not prepared for what's coming with regard to things coming out about Trump, indictments, all that sort of stuff. What are his hopes? It's interesting because I took the reversals out of this, but a card came out reversed and it was this. His hope is that he's not going to lose every relationship that he has built up. It's not going to go down, that there's not, because reversed, it's not forming relationships, it's breakups, it's dismantling of relationships. And he's hoping that that's not going to happen. He's hoping he can keep hold of those. So that's his hope. What's his fear? 6 of Cups. Oh, he's fearing that something from his past is going to come back, and really something that he's done in the past is going to come back and really encase him. It's interesting because they're you know, he's giving her the flowers and there's rising fog and smog all around them. He's really fearing that the fog of his past, I suppose, is not going to come up and is going to come up and surrounding him and make it hard. Oh, my poor sweetheart. Oh, please, everyone, pray for Melinda Dutcher's son, her oldest son. Everyone, please, let's do a prayer now. Universal Spirit, guides, the protective one is above us. Please, please send love and healing energy to Melinda's son as we pray for him to keep fighting and recover from this awful, awful disease. Okay. Some things that just have to be done straight away. I'm going to bring myself back to Lindsey Graham. Guide, help me back to Lindsey Graham. What are the outcomes for him? Outcomes for Lindsey Graham. Retirement and withdrawal. Interesting that another reversal came out, the 8 of Wands. Stored momentum, stopped momentum. Here's another reversal, and it's the Moon. Hidden lies and deception, and also hidden obstacles that he can't avoid. His lies and deceptions from the past going to come to light, and he's going to form obstacles that he did not see coming. One more. Ooh, judgment. He is going to be held in judgment. Why? You know, the word Senate Ethics Committee came through my head just then. Do a clarifier. Is he going to be held in judgment by the Senate Ethics Committee? Or by a court? Oh, there's definitely some plans there. Senate Ethics Committee. What about the courts? Is there any legal jeopardy, legal judgments in his future? It's just people, oh, King of Swords, definitely. Prosecution. Prosecution. Sheila, love you. Thank you. Definitely prosecution as well in his future. So he's in trouble. He's in real trouble. Anyway, that's Lindsey Graham. He is losing it. I doubt if he's going to be found incompetent or anything in any way, but he is emotionally unstable. I think he probably needs some medication. Gap. Oh, Sheila. Okay, let's see. What's next on the list? Well, have a look at DeJoy. What's happening with DeJoy now that Biden has got the majority on the post office board? Okay. Oh, there we go. Four of Wands. Bringing people together. A gathering. This is a gathering. It can be also, I suppose, be a minor celebration, but I'm feeling like the girls are preparing for a gathering of people. What's on the bottom here? Ooh, heartbreak and loss. But it's interesting because I've just realised this was upside down on the bottom of the deck. So that's time to let go. It's time for this man to let go and move on. Oh, there's definitely going to be things coming out. They're going to be investigating him. The board is. And judgment. And judgment. And these are high impact cards. And they're the same two high impact cards that Lindsey Graham got for his outcomes. Interesting. Oh, strength. Very strong case. King of Swords. Prosecution. Hi, Flora. Oh, boy. This guy has got a lot of repeated mistakes. Repeated actions. Oh, this guy is very strong evidence. Prosecution. They're just not going to kick him off the board. They are. They're going to kick him out. there's lots of communications happening and the momentum is building. We've got another reversal. So I'll read it reversed before I turn it around because, Knight of Swords reversed is chaos. He is going to be judged on the repetitive actions he took to create chaos with the elections. I'm fine, Flora. How are you? We'll have to hook up for a chat later. I hope you guys were all cool during the brief shutdown and you didn't have to go, you didn't go anywhere near these guys, near the hotspots. I ended up 300 metres away from one the next day, too close for us. So, yeah, he's definitely going to be called on that, and there's going to be prosecution. In fact, I think he's going to be embattled. This is also communications. They're going to be looking at everything he did. He's got some big impact things happening about messing with American votes. You know, for me, with the elections and all that, this is the people's voice, America's voice. Oh, he's in a lot of trouble with other things as well. He's in, this should be, to me, I'm reading this reverse meaning, and it's the 9 of loss of money, loss of stature, loss of prestige, loss of autonomy. He's in for a really, really bad time. Definitely with the swords there's prosecution. Jail time, I'm not sure, but definitely it's going to be felt that he betrayed, that he was betrayed. You don't mess with the vote. Yep. So that's the joy. Now, let's have a look. What else we got? So I've done to joy. Pompeo. Hi, Laura Carlson. Okay. Pompeo. What are Pompeo's chances of being president? I'll just do a quick 6 card. Pompeo's chances of being the president in the future. Oh, I like that friggin' robot from Get Smart, you know, Jaime. Oh, 3 of Swords, loss, heartbreak and betrayal. Possibly needing to let go of that dream, realising it's not going to happen. What's his challenge? 7 of Cups. He was so instrumental in gaslighting and the lies and the illusions. He was so instrumental to all that. It's going to be a huge challenge for him to get over that. At the base of this reading, King of Pentacles. He's looking to kings of industry for financial support, and I don't feel it's happening. Not enough. Some yes, but not enough. Page of Swords. This is his past actions affecting the future. Oh, there's going to be a whistleblower, or someone's going to come and spying. Oh, I think there's going to be some allegations of that, maybe. But will they be open? I don't know. Maybe that's why he's so quiet at the moment. I mean, it's just been speculation before about that. Passing information on to people. Hi, Shelby, Lisa. Ooh, 5 of Swords. Abuse of power of his position. This is hanging over him. Abuse of his position. Oops, what flew out? 7 of Pentacles. Assessment and reap what you sow. Reap what you sow. Pompeo. And this is looking at him for president. It's not looking good for his run at it, in fact. I think we're going to stop hearing about that sometime in the near future. Look, what's the environment around him? Oh, he's still hopeful. He's still hopeful. It's a bit overcast today. What do other people see? They see someone who needs to stand his ground and defend himself, who could end up as a defendant or a witness. He was in a position to see a lot of what was going on, especially as Secretary of State, a witness to a lot of. They see someone who needs to be subpoenaed. Hey, Bubba. Were you teasing Whitby? I saw you at the window. Were you teasing Whitby? Hey? You poor owie. Come on, put your little chin up so everyone can see your pretty face. What are his hopes? Oh, Sheila, yes, I'm going to look at Giuliani and the raid. I caught a little bit of you this morning, and so I'll go have a look at what you said about him too. Four of Pentacles. Ooh. Oh. He hopes that he can keep things close to his chest and that he can hang on to people and donors, and that he doesn't have to share, because I think he's on thin ice. Well, he said he was going to clean the swamp. He brought them all to the surface. Let's see. Ooh. His fears. His fears is being caught with his hand in the cookie jar, being caught in the act, and not being able to avoid the consequences of his legally dubious actions, the legal consequences. That's what he fears. What's the outcomes for Pompeo? He really wants to be in the running for president. This is interesting. This is the granting the wish card, but I don't feel like that. I feel like it's not going to happen. We'll see what else. Five of Wands. It's going to be shown that he stoked some conflicts. He's not going to be able to manipulate his way out of this. Hi, Fern Robin Blanc. How are you? An offer he doesn't want. It's not looking bright. The future is not the bright, shiny object Pompeo wants or hopes for. Hi, Judith Gash. How are you? Thank you. Oh, thank you for the blessings to hubby too. Yep. Now, let's see. Now, Giuliani. Let's have a look at Giuliani. Why we're on this, but we might move to a different deck. This one's getting a little bit too. My attorney got arrested. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, let's see. Uh, sorry, guys, just sorting out the cards here. There we go, lots of Giuliani. What is happening? How much trouble is Giuliani in? Will he end up in jail? As they were saying, to get this warrant, it had to go through a federal judge and possibly a grand jury. So to get a warrant for a solicitor, for a lawyer. Oh, wow. That's great. If you haven't checked out Sheila's channel, go check her out and subscribe. Yes. About the Ukraine and more, I think. About the Ukraine and more. But this is associated with the Ukraine. But more's going to come out of it. Oh, what's this? The lovers flew out. Deals. Partnerships. How much trouble is Giuliani in? Illusions, lies, deceptions, delusions. The challenge is to deny that. All that proof is going to come out. Whitby! His relationships are at the base of this reading. Past actions. Oh, reap what you sow. You know, the assessment. They're assessing his action. They're assessing his actions. Oh, corruption and everything. Yeah. Hanging above him. What's hanging above him? Oh, the process. The process, institutional processes are hanging above him. His immediate future. A lot of momentum and high impact. So we've got 1, 2, 3 high impact cards. The high impact processes. Ah, thank you, Flora. I haven't looked at my Facebook in a while, I have to be honest, so I'm so looking forward to seeing them. Okay. Momentum. The momentum in his immediate future, there is momentum, a lot of momentum. Things happening fast, things he doesn't necessarily have control over. I'll probably do a clarifier on that. In his environment. Oh, he's hanging out for hope. He's hopeful he can get out of them, out of the mess he's in. So he's hopeful that, I think he's going to try and challenge the war. It's not going to happen. People see someone who is in a very, very unstable position, and in someone who is very insecure and who is skating on very thin ice. He's hoping that everything's going to be resolved and he'll be able to just get on with his way. Sheila, he's hoping that everything's going to be resolved and he'll just be able to get on with his life. That's what he's hoping for. Resolution. That it's all just a big mistake and it will all be resolved and he'll be able to get on with his life. What's his fearing? Oh, he's fearing that the lies and deceptions and everything is going to come out. That's his big fears here. What are his outcomes? Group work. I think he's going to have to admit his part in things. He's forever going to be tied to his efforts to get Trump. You see this gross renewal, the lizard down here, to get Trump back in power, to renew his position as president. He's forever going to be tied to that. And forever going to be associated with dirty money. Often that's associated with dark, dirty money. They're going to come out with a lot about dirty money and he's lobbying. Prosecution, definitely prosecution. And I suppose yes, corruption. So definitely prosecution of his corruption. One more outcomes card. I don't think Giuliani has a pardon. And I do think he's also going to end up in Congress. Did Giuliani seek a pardon? Did he get a pardon? I'm getting no. What is this momentum card about? The Chariot. Justice. Oh, yeah. Justice is coming for him. Justice is coming for him. And what's this Congress card about? Ten of Swords. This is the end for him. It's the end. I just dropped a couple of cards there. Bad shuffling. One more. Eight of Pentacles. Details. Forced abandonment, people walking away from him. Yeah. And he's in a lot of legal jeopardy. A lot of legal jeopardy. Rudy Giuliani is not looking too good, guys. Now, let's have a look. It's very old and he's not very well, but I do think that, yeah, there's definitely confinement. Will he go to prison? I'll ask that very quickly with the triangle. Let's have a look. Will Judy go to prison? Yes. 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 Oh, yep. We've got the Eight of Wands, the Fool, a new life, secrets. The Two of Wands, strategy, yeah, judgment, high impact, lots of things. He's going to go to prison. Or he's going to be sentenced to go to prison. I don't know if he's actually ever going to, make it there. But he's definitely going to be sentenced. Definitely. Okay. Ilhan Omar's new legislation on police accountability. Will that be passed? I think Trump had too much on him. He couldn't stay away from him. Rudy Giuliani was praised for clearing New York of mob, Cayenne mob and all that. But the only reason he did it was because he was paid to clear it so the Russians could come in. No, he's not going to lie in state. I cannot see that. I can't see that. Not in any, not in DC. Rudy's, it's going to collapse for him. So Ilhan Omar's new police accountability legislation. Let's go through the House. Yes, that's the magician. I just got a message that my connection was a little bit, but yeah. So everyone still got me? Dave, what's your language? Okay. Trump's fouled off enough machinery in his day. Don't want him fouling up anything else. Okay, let's see. So we've got 3 high impact cards in a row. We've got the Magician, the Empress, and the Fool. Yes, it's going to go through, and it is going to have quite an impact on policing. So it's going to go through the House. What about the Senate? Dave, you don't want him back at the White House. Come on. In any way. Wow. Another high impact card, Temperance. Yes, but it's going to get through the Senate, but you're going to have patience. Might not be till, after 2022 election. So that's Temperance. I cannot believe how many high impact cards have come out with regard to this legislation. It is really going to make a change. This is separate from the Floyd legislation. Yeah, going to have to be patient because the Republicans, of course, are not even going to want to look at it. Well, some of them, but it's still going to take a while to get through the House too. There might have to be tweaks and changes, but it is going to lead to more accountability for police who abuse their power. In fact, okay, definitely up for assessment. It's definitely going to, it's going to lead to people, their actions being assessed a lot better independently too, and they are going to have to pay. Resolution. Yep, resolution. The world resolution. It's going to lead to a change in policing, a new way of doing things. Two of Cups. There's definitely going to end up being some agreement with this bill. I do feel eventually it's going to go through. There might be a few changes. Yeah, but just a few. And it is going to have the support of Biden, and it is going to lead to changes, this accountability bill. This is completely separate from the Floyd Act, okay? This is a new bill on police accountability, and yeah, it is going to have some changes, and it's even going to go back to changes in the training. Well, I do think that bill's going to have an impact, but it's going to take a while for it to get through. Okay, George W. Bush. He's making a reappearance. I'm keeping Bush separate from the GOP. The GOP to me is as it is now, with all its corruption, with all its it's imploding, and the fractures are happening. Will there be a new Republican Party? We'll call it an NRP. Will there be a new Republican Party? Yes. One that's going to cut through the crap of this. Yes, people are going to be walking away from the GOP as it is now. But that's a no card, but still, there's walking away. It's going to take a while. It's not going to crop up overnight. It's going to be a slower movement, but I think you're going to see taking route from within. Hi, Joan Morey. Yeah, they want to build a new legacy. They feel that the legacy of the current one is just too stained. One that is based on a new maturity and a new respect for government's role in protecting and caring for the people. Yeah, and it's gonna, there's a lot of people, rank and file Republicans, who are waking up to this nastiness, and they don't want to know. They just don't want to know. Yeah, there's a lot of dissatisfaction and apathy, and rank and file Republicans. They're feeling like embattled, like their party, they're being judged by people right up in their party. It's not every rank and file, but there's enough. There's enough. And they're disappointed, really disappointed with the quid pro quo and the deals and the dirty money. And, you know, and when you support your local representative, you make a deal with them. We will give you our support. We will donate. We will vote for you, but you have to be there for us and the whole of our community, not just half of the community. Yeah, it's going to have to be done. It's going to be done. It's going to take time and restraint. But yeah, it's like there's this person, they're going to come out from where they are and they're going to hold a beacon that's going to draw people. That could be George W. Bush. Yeah, a new party, a better party, a new family of Republicans. There are a lot of good Republicans out there, but unfortunately there are also quite a lot of bad ones. Hi, Joan Morey. Now, we've got some official over here talking about the drums of war are beating and blah, 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 and tensions in the Pacific area, and it's just inevitable. Gave the speech on Anzac Day. Oh, on a day that is for commemorating those we've lost in conflict around the world. He's saying, well, you better get prepared for more. I'm not going to read on it at the moment. I'll wait for another day. No, Dave, they're not all uneducated and brainwashed puppets. Okay, that's actually not that true. So, yeah. Some brainwashed maybe, but yeah. Some of them are. There's ignorant people on both sides. Now, somebody asked me about the polar shift. What's going on with that? Now, my scientific side is going to tell you that it is a natural process. The Earth's axis moves very, very slightly, continuously, but very, very slightly. And a polar shift happens when the tilt in the axis, so it moves, the tilt moves very, very slowly. And a polar shift happens when the tilt in the axis reaches, I suppose, what you could call a tipping point. Night, Sheila. Hi, Georgie. Hi, Georgie Moon. Come in for the last half hour. So that's pretty much, you know, about as scientific as I'm going to get, I guess. It is a natural process. So what I'm going to do here is just go polar shifts. So I don't want to have given you wrong information. Polar shifts in history. There's a hypothesis of a cataclysmic polar shift hypothesis that suggests there have been geologically rapid shifts in the relative position of the modern-day geographic locations of the pole. But pole reversal does happen all the time. It's common. The magnetic pole is shifting, okay? So it is a natural process. It's not anything we can stop. So what happens during a polar shift? Multiple magnetic fields would fight each other. This could weaken Earth's protective magnetic field by up to 90% during a polar flip. Now, that's a polar flip. But when was the last polar shift? August in 2018, researchers reported that reversal lasting only 200 years, but a 2019 paper estimated the most recent reversal, 780,000 years ago, lasted 22,000 years. So, and how often do the poles switch? Within the last 20 million years, Earth has fallen into a pattern of pole reversal every 200 to 300,000 years. And between successful swaps, the poles sometimes even attempt to reverse and then snap back into place. So it's not really a reversal. It's sort of like a magnetic shifting, not a geographic one. But there's, yeah. Now, during a reversal, more cosmic rays can come and reach the Earth, okay? If too many reach the Earth, it can be damaging. But it's a gradual process. It doesn't happen overnight. It, like, over, you know, the last one took 22,000 years to occur. Okay? And that was 780,000 years ago. So let's have a look. Is there going to be a polar shift soon? So we're looking at polar shifts. Is one going to happen soon? Fear. Okay. This is telling me that a lot of people with really no understanding of the scale and length of time these things take to happen, with really no understanding, and grabbing hold of a polar shift, it's going to weaken the magnetic field and we're all stuffed. And they're grabbing hold of this and they're generating fear stories. 7 of Cups, fears. And they're using this to get people to think certain things. Hey, Whippy! Yeah? Really? He was woof, 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 woof. He was jumping up and down. Every time he was woof woofing, he was jumping all 4 feet off the ground and coming down again. So they're using it for fear mongering, really. 2, process. This is a process that has happened over and over again in our planet's history. There's a lot of wisdom to be had from the geologic record. And people should listen to those who have done the research. But be careful of your sources. If you're unwise in who you listen to, you're only going to buy into the fearmongers. People often use things like this to advance their own agendas. This is the polar shift we're talking about. Balance. That's 8, balance. This is the Voyager deck that I'm using by James Wanless, PhD. Balance card. This is the balance card, number 8. I think it's justice. No, strength. Strength. There is a need to show strength, but there is also some strength. Law of action and reaction. For every action, there is an equal reaction. Number 8 of balance symbolizes balance amidst ever-present change. People can be overly judgmental and critical. Act with fairness, be fair to all sides. You have to look for balanced and sensible arguments, balanced and sensible information. Eight of Cups, stagnation. This periods of stagnation, this tells me that, yes, we might feel some changes, but they're going to be around for quite a while before they get worse or better or stuff. We're a long way from movement with the polar shift. But that doesn't mean we should just sit and wait for things to happen. We need to move on with our lives, and we need to move on with plans and with initiatives. Look for initiatives. We need to look for initiatives. The Sage of Crystals, Noah. That is the Sage is the Page of Swords, I think. Man of Crystal, Man of Crystal. Sage of Crystals is the Page of Crystals of Mind. That's Swords, isn't it? Yeah, the Swords. There is so much that we don't know yet. Okay, what this is talking about is acquired knowledge from the past. The historical perspective gives you far-sighted vision. You see the big picture and can foresee future trends. So look at if you want to know more about polar shifts and what can happen, look at the geological records. Look for scientific studies from the past. Don't listen to fearmongers who want you to just sit there and be afraid and turn to them for whatever it is they want to use you for. And there's going to be a lot. The Lovers. This again is looking towards balance, balancing processes, give and take actions. The actions of one affects the actions of another, sort of thing. So it's very much are we in any danger from this polar shift? I'm getting no going through my head. 7 of Crystals, 7 of Swords, dullness. Because this is such a different deck, such an unusual deck, I am referring to the book. Yeah, this is really interesting because dullness of mind can lead to stagnation. This is talking about dullness of mind, the sevens, leading to stagnation, leading to falling into the fearmongers' traps. Don't just accept what people say. Go and look for yourself and find out for yourself. Read up. You don't have to go into in-depth scientific journals like I might or anything, but there are some good journals out there that outline the results of different studies and this and that and give you a lot of information. Okay, second last card. I'm going to have to wrap up at the 2-hour mark because I do have a reading later. 2 of Wands, purity. Okay. People are already looking ahead. Scientists, governments, they're already looking ahead at what sort of things might have to be put into place in the future, for future generations. But they're looking way ahead and leaving information and possibly the genesis of ideas and stuff. I do not feel that we here, our population, is in any real danger for any time in the foreseeable future. I mean, really, like next couple of thousands of years. Chariot. You can't stop the momentum of the earth. You're not going to be able to stop it or change it. But you can learn to adapt with it. It's always changing. There have been changes to the magnetic field every day since the beginning. The changes are small, some larger, some felt, some not. You can't stop them. So you have to learn how to balance them with the populations, with the life on this planet. Things eventually do change. Eventually there's going to be a big shift. It's going to have a big impact on our planet. At the time, and then there's going to be another shift, and it's going to bring some things, allow something, so things that survive will then be able to flourish again. But we are a long, long way from that. Don't listen to fearmongers about the polar shift. There's always, look, we've done enough damage with the hole in the ozone layer and this and that, that as things are starting to be repaired, we can start repairing things. Maybe then we can also start to strengthen things. Strengthen things. Woman of Worlds. This is Queen of Pentacles, the preserver. We have the resources to help to preserve. Four of Cups. There's anger. People are, you know, and people are getting tired of, people are starting to get angry at the doomsday sayers. And passion, the 10 of Cups. You have the passion and the will and the belief can strengthen things to help protect. So I think at the time of the shift, there might be things in place that will help protect the magnetic field around the earth. In that, we might have devices in place that will help strengthen it or reinforce it. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up now, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back on Sunday. If you haven't checked out my video on the Arthur Stone, go have a look. There's also videos on the Beale ciphers, and if you haven't checked out my 5-part series on Chappaquiddick or my 3-part series on Amelia Earhart, do go and do that. I think they're, especially the Chappaquiddick ones. And will aliens help? Oh, that's an interesting thing. Will aliens help us? That's an interesting question, Dave. I'm going to just do a quick read on that. Yes, no. Will we have help? I really love doing the mystery tours. 5 of Worlds. Out in the cold, 2 of Worlds reflections. A Seer, Sage of Wands. They might give us some instruction, aspiration. 4 of Wands. 4 of Worlds, commencement. Yeah, I do feel we might get some help from them. But they keep things secret for a reason. And we're still, we might have some setbacks. But I do think we might get some help from them. But they keep things from us for good reason. We are not advanced enough as a civilization to be given hell, we still dissect frogs in school. Come on. There's enough drawings now. I don't need to do that. You know, we need to learn a lot more, but they will help. Yes. Okay, my darlings, I have to go. Love you lots. And please, please, please take care of yourself. Stay strong, stay safe, stay loving, and stay healthy. Bye-bye.